Hi everyone, welcome to MongoDB's YouTube channel, and today we will be discussing about writing some complex Spring Boot aggregation queries using the Spring Boot application. My name is Asavri and I work as the community engineer in MongoDB for around 2.5 years, and I work with the technical marketing team to create the video tutorials and the blogs for you. So one of the tutorial that I wrote was on MongoDB advanced aggregations using Spring Boot and Amazon Corretto. So we will be doing some hands-on with this tutorial and trying to learn how to write different query APIs using the Spring Boot application. And the JDK that we would be using here is Amazon Corretto. So let's get into it. The link for this article is in the description below, and once you have the access to this article, go to the prerequisites, and that's where we will be starting. So the first step of this tutorial would be to download the Amazon Corretto 21 JDK. So click on the link below to download. Click on download Amazon Corretto 21, and based on your operating system, select the package file, and the next step would be to set the path for your application. Now for me, I'm using Mac OS 64, so I'll be using this specific link to download my package. And once the package is downloaded, we'll set up the path. So as you can see, it is downloading and will take some time to download. Now we'll go back to the terminal and set up our Java path. The command which is given below here in the documentation is used to set up the Java path. So let's copy the command from the tutorial and go back to the terminal and paste it. So when you set up the path for the Amazon Corretto 21, and to verify, you can use Java ---- version to check if the Amazon Corretto path has been set. So now the Corretto path has been set and we are good to go. So we are good to go to start writing the application. Before writing the application, we need the data. And where would the data be stored? Of course, it is going to be MongoDB. So the next step in this tutorial would be to create your first Atlas cluster and a free Atlas cluster where we would be downloading the sample data for you, and all of the operations and the aggregation queries would be written on this sample data. So click on the link below. The next step, which is to start and create your first Atlas cluster and register to your Atlas account to download and to install your first cluster. After your project is created, this is how your screen is going to look like. You need to set the database access and the network access before starting to create the cluster. So let's start by creating the database access. We would be creating the user, where would be giving the name as a simple test and test for our application, and then add the built-in role, which would be the Atlas admin role for us. The first user for your cluster is created. The next step is to allow the network access usage. So for my cluster, I have set the path and I've set the IP address to allow access from anywhere, and hence the access is allowed from all. Now go back to the database section on the left side of your screen, and then we'll start creating the first Atlas cluster. Click on build a cluster and name the cluster name as cluster 0, and click on M0. This is the free cluster, and then create deployment. The next step here would be to download the sample data inside your cluster. For this project, we would be using the sample supplies from the sample dataset, which is provided in the third step of the prerequisites. So let's go back and download our sample data into the cluster once the cluster is created. Now, once the cluster is created, you see an option to load the sample data. Click on load sample data, and by the time it is loading the sample data into your cluster, we'll go back to the document and see how we can start to create the Spring Boot project. Let's start by creating the Spring Boot application. We would be using the sample supplies.sales collection in our application for writing the aggregation queries. All the code for this application is given below in this repository. Do a git clone for the command which is given below and go back to the terminal. Let's create a new folder for this specific. Let's name it as demo cluster. And copy the command to clone the repository. Once the repository is cloned, we'll go back to the IDE and start the application. So once it is cloning, go back to your choice of IDE. In this video, we would be using IntelliJ for our application. So click on IntelliJ, click on open. This is where our project is, and let's start. So this is where your project is, and we'll go through each of the folders inside this, and we'll try to understand how the code has been written. Once all the indexes are created, this is where your application would be starting. The next step is to add the connection URI in the application.properties file. So let's set up the connection string into our application file and also the database that we would be using here. To get your connection string, go back to the Atlas cluster and click on Connect. Click on the drivers, select Java and the latest driver for you, and click on the option to copy the entire connection string. So once the entire connection string is copied, let's go back to IntelliJ and write the connection string here. Make sure you replace the entire password along with the braces with the password that you have created while creating the user. Now in this application, we would be using the sample supplies database for us, and hence we would specify spring.data.mongodb database as the sample supplies. Once this is set, let's create configuration to run this application. Let's select our JDK as Corretto 21. Now, before starting the application, we need to set the project structure into this IDE as well to use Amazon Corretto 21. So let's set this to Amazon 21 and also the SDK to 21 Corretto. And both of them are set. We are all set to run our application. Now, this entire application is written in MVC architecture, which is where we have the controller, the repository, and the service. The controller is where all the REST APIs are written, and then there is the model class, the repository class, and the service class where we are actually performing all of these aggregation queries. And these aggregation queries are again all written in Spring Boot language. So let's go and see what all APIs have been created in this case. So let's see, the first API which is being created here is a SAM, basic CRUD operation, like to get all of the sales data, to update the sales data, to delete the sales data. So all of these functions are written to perform all the CRUD operations. Now these are the new aggregation queries that we will be talking here are like the match stage, the project stage, the group stage, count, limit. All of these stages we would be using in the next 4 and 5 REST APIs that we have created here. For example, the first REST API that you see here is to match. Now, what this is going to do is it will find all the documents that is going to match the location for that specific sale. For example, if we want to see what all sale has happened in London, so in general, if you're writing this same aggregation query inside your Atlas cluster or even inside the terminal, what you basically write is db.sales.aggregate, and then you write the command as match where location is London, and it will give you all the location, all the details, and all the documents for store location is specified as London. Now, similarly, the first REST API that we're going to use here is this. Let's start our application to see that we are all set, and then we'll test all of these REST APIs one by one and see how the code for each of them is written. So let's start the project by running here. And till then, we'll go and explore how each of these aggregation queries are written. So let's see if the project is connecting to the Atlas cluster correctly and reads all of the replicas. So it started the project and it is also reading all of these primaries and secondaries that we have created in the Atlas cluster. The next step here is to go and see what the REST APIs are written. So let's go and see the REST APIs that we have created. The first REST API is to get all the documents where the store location is specified. Now, if you go inside the sales collection of the sample supplies database, you see a store location field specified. Now, for each store location, if you want to filter the documents based on the store location, generally you do is db.collectionname.aggregate and then match store location as London. And then the next aggregation query that we have here is when you're grouping together based on the store location. So it will filter all the document based on your store location and calculates the total sale for each of the store location. The third API that we are writing here is to calculate the most popular item for each of the category of the items that are mentioned in these sales. Now, let's go back to the sales service and sales service implementation. This is where we have written all of the code for the aggregation queries. So let's go back to the MongoDB sale repository class. And this is the first aggregation query, which says match the store location given on the specified match value. Now, this is same as db.collection_name.aggregate match store location as London. Now, when we run this entire application, we would see how this is responding. So let's go back to our browser and see if your application is running. So let's click on localhost :8080. So let's see what is the first API. So the first API which is written here is to get all the documents where the store location is specified. So let's try to run this and see how the Spring Boot code would be written. So the first stage is the match stage, which does match operation, match stage, and we use the operator as match, where the store location is specified according to the match value. The match value is something that we would be giving in the API call. So let's go back to the browser and see if we get all the details based on the location London. So let's do a pretty print for this. And if you see, each of the store location for London has been specified here. So this is how you write the first aggregation query using the REST APIs in Spring Boot. Now let's go back to the code and understand the second stage. The second API that we are writing here is the group operation. Now what it does is it is going to group all of the data based on the store location, and then based on the store location, it is going to count the value of the total sales, the average of the customer satisfaction, and then it is going to project all of the three things together. So let's go back to the controller and see how is the REST API being called. So let's copy this and get the store location again as London. So after sales, remove this and copy the API, and let's this time call the country as Denver as the location. So if you see here, it is specifying for the Denver, the total sales and the average satisfaction which is being calculated. Let's go back again to the code where we are trying to calculate the total sales for each of the store location. Now, when you have to do for each of the store location, the aggregation operator that we use here is the $group stage. So we would be making use of $group here to calculate the total sales for each of the location. Now, in the above aggregation query, we have calculated the total sales for the specified location. In this case, we would be calculating the total sales for all of these locations. So let's go back again here, and after aggregation, the REST API call is /aggregation/total sales. So here we would be writing as total sales. So if you see, let's do a pretty print. For each of the location, the total sales has been calculated. For Austin, for New York, for London, for Seattle, for San Diego, and for Denver. So the total sales has been calculated for each of them. Similarly, the last aggregation query is also written, which is to calculate, and it is making use of $bucket here. So once you know what $bucket is, this is how you would be using in your application. So let's see what it is trying to calculate. Here we are trying to calculate the total spend of them. So we would be projecting and we would be bucketing them based on the number of items. So again, use the same localhost 8080 and then /aggregation/buckets to calculate this. Let's also see how the most popular item has been calculated for each of these locations. So let's remove the aggregation from here and copy this. We would be calculating the most popular item. For example, the binder, the total quantity has been this. So we are using the sort operation in all of these three cases. So this is how the code has been written. Now let's go back to the documentation. So we'll try to understand how each of these aggregation queries has been written. The first aggregation query that we discussed was making use of the dollar match operation. This is a simple dollar match that we do in aggregation, and this is the code below, which says this entire match operation function specifies making use of match stage, and then it uses the aggregation operator to aggregate all of those results together and get your results. This is the first API that we have used. The second API that we talked about was the group operation. In the group operation, we calculated the total sales, customer satisfaction, and the average satisfaction based on the store location that we have specified. So we are making use of the match stage, the group stage, and the project stage to just project what details that we want to look. The third REST API call that we are going to look here is calculating the total sales. To calculate the total sales, as we discussed before, we would be making use of the dollar group operator. We are making use of the group stage, the skip, and the limit to just limit the top 10 places with the highest number of sales. And then the last one that we discussed was making use of buckets to find the total spent using dollar buckets. In this stage, we are using the dollar project stage to calculate, to do some arithmetic operations, and also a bucket stage to bucket all of these data together. So if you see, this is how your aggregation, the result of this aggregation should look like. This was the end for the tutorial, and if you have any more questions or if you want to watch more content similar to this, hit the subscribe button to view all of these content together. Go to the Dev Center repository to see what all content has been created till now. And if you have any questions related to this video, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. Thank you.